This is rossvilledylan's submission. It's called Enemy at the Gate. It's part of a Liberator mod that rossvilledylan has been putting together for a long time now. We've had several Maporino submissions that are involving the Liberator mod. The space battle over Reganus has been lost. With no support from space, the Citizens Militia has been forced to dig into a mountain once used as the last stand for the Reganus Crisis rebels. The irony is not lost on them. All right. A year has passed. Astinda has been purged. Hoaz has been split asunder. The wormhole generator has stopped working. Do not click start until end of briefing is displayed. Now revolutionaries have won the space battle of Reganus. The surface below is bombarded day and night, but the Federalists persevere. The last transmission afforded to the defenders told of an impending effort to relieve the planet, though with soldiers constantly deserting, that hope faded quickly. Undeterred, the Federalists dug themselves in deeper, fortifying the mountainous planet further, willing to pay for their freedom with blood. The revolutionaries, led by the traitor Fisk Black, have made planetfall exactly where the Federalists expected them to, outnumbering the Federalists 3-1. There is little chance of a miraculous defense of the planet. All that truly matters to the revolutionaries is bringing down the corrupt system that had held them down for nearly a century. Men on each side have been riled up into an ideological frenzy. Brothers no longer see each other as such. Wounds once thought to be easily mended tear open with fresh red streams. The only thing that will end the war is the total serial murder of the other side. The ice will flow red. Millennials are turning into boomers 2.0. What are you talking about, man? They shall not pass. General Robert Nivelle, Verdun, France, 1916. All right. Greetings, gentlemen. I hope you're doing well on this cold night. Commander Ferdinand, parentheses, Tursland, or whatever. You've been called to the war room because Sergeant Weck and his division have spotted Black mobilizing. This is the first time any large-scale movement has come from the canyon since the day they landed. Weck, report your findings. General Black has deployed 3 infantry divisions and 2 armor brigades near the mouth of the canyon. 2 of these divisions and 1 of the brigades are positioned to engage from the south, while the other formations are poised to strike from the north. I would guess that he has more troops hold closer to his landing zone. It would be like him to show his whole hand at once. Do you know Buffalo Wild Wings used to be called BW3s? And the third W was Weck? Wild Wings and Weck. During the battle over Reganus, Black would consistently initiate fights. With fewer ships than his foe, once they had fallen for his trap, our fleets would suddenly be enveloped by hundreds of more smaller craft. I find it hard to believe you would forget this, sir. I don't know what Weck is, by the way. Right, and I'm sure you've known him since before he started using these underhanded tactics. Of course, and even then he was ruthless. During war games, his favorite tactic was the human wave, and his personal idol was Chiang Kai-shek. Those divisions won't last long under him. He's certain to have more. Sir, I'm sure you know, but we have men from 16 different divisions here, but not enough to fill 2. What do you plan to do to defend the mountain? Stamba isn't stupid. He chose Bergstake Wanda as our rallying point for a reason, and that's the extended network of bunkers spread throughout the river valley. The legacy of these Regan and Nazis reaches us even today. We've occupied those bunkers in the knowledge that the day will indeed come, but that all they can truly do is delay. It's all the young socialists made them for. We need them for much more. What's going on with these factions, man? The Thunderpaws will reinforce the bunkers with our mechanized squads in order to hold back Black's men for as long as possible. With our limited store of fuel and materials for repair, I'm not sure how long we can realistically put up a fight. So there's a young socialist and apparently like someone who's being compared to Nazis. Are we like hashtag both sides, enlightened centrist faction? Face it, men, we're not going to get off of Reganus. It will be a Astinda all over again. But goddammit, I'll be damned if I go without bringing the bastards with us. Sergeant, do you think we've no way out of this? We do have a way out. They are likely to take prisoners. That can't be the only way, sir. What about Captain Brubaker and his fleet? They won't make it in time. The generator in Xeris was sabotaged. If they're coming for us, they have to traverse dark space, and that would take centuries. We've never had centuries. Sir, all these soldiers, all these boys and girls. None of us were going to see our families again. We've gone over Jordan. I understand, sir. Give him some for me. There's too many boys here. Meanwhile, I notice millennials online behaving the same as boomers, like back in my age type of mindset. I don't like it at all. It sucks. I mean, maybe you're just concerning yourself too much with how other people define age ranges. Because, like, who cares, you know? General Fist Black. Welcome, comrades, to the reckoning. The loyalists are hiding atop Sterk Wand like rats among ruins, clutching to their fortifications in fear of our glorious arrival. Major von Ager, if you would be so kind as to explain why the Federalists are so afraid? Of course, sir. The raid on the asteroid Echo 926 revealed exactly what we had hoped. The government had been testing and storing experimental weapons there for at least 3 years. Among these weapons was a weapons platform they called RIG, a sort of walking tank equipped for combat. Precisely, and we'll be using the Federalists' own schematic against them to supplement our own brave and noble soldiers in the coming battle. I was not finished, sir. The Loyalist scientists were able to destroy the original prototype reinforced infantry engine before we reached the weapons lab, but thought we had been forced to recreate it on the original schematic only, so it is notably weaker than the original iteration. The lab's records also mention the sister platform we did not find. All right. Of course, you're correct, Major. But while our machines may technically be inferior to the original Federalist design, it is the pilot inside which makes all the difference. The average soldier fighting for freedom has more vigor and ability in his heart than any mercenary bribed with the chance to earn his wage from the blood of patriots. Whatever you say, buddy. We shall see, sir. I'm confident in any respect that the rig will be a significant boost to our forces here. Numbers, Major von Ager. That's all about numbers. Every day, more and more the Federalists realize the error in their ways and join us. Not Fisk Black, General Bad Guy. About the enemy bunkers, sir. They're left over from the Reganis crisis, but they're still completely functional and defensive implements. It will not be easy to dislodge the enemy from them, nor will it be easy to avoid their artillery from the mountain. They're also likely hard-pressed for resources, as this valley was the only mine within 50 kilometers. Exactly! And with supremacy in space, we can certainly expect assistance from our brothers in arms above. Yes, sir. Captain Mendoza sends her regards as well. There are still 10 divisions of conscripts aboard troop transports in space, so it'll be incredibly easy to bring them into battle. Directed by Hideo Kojima. Yeah, there's like a Metal Gear, apparently. When the infuriated masses of man come knocking on the door of the Federation's tyranny, they will not have enough guns nor bullets to stop us all. Their bunkers and artillery are no match from the combined spirit of the downtrodden rising up for vengeance. I only fear that they have enough shells. End of briefing. Oh, we're allowed to go. We're allowed to start. Boop, 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 boop. Here you may select which side you play as to resolve the conflict on Reganis. Move to the green flag to support the Federalists, or move to the red flag to choose the Revolutionaries. Oh, shit! I mean, I don't really have a preference, to be honest. I do like the color red. It is a preference. Not getting any feedback. We're gonna go Federalists because apparently they have artillery. And it sounds more fun to try to hold out against big human waves than to send human waves.
Sure thing.
Command Spire, Berg, Stark, Wand. You'll have to keep in mind, Sergeant, that our resources are incredibly limited. We're unlikely to be able to support more than a handful of troops, so make sure whatever you take with you is good at their job. Whoever you take with you is good at their job. The engineers from whatever asteroid they inhabit brought some of their equipment here, didn't they? Yes, Echo 926 was the asteroid, and they have a few working suits of, I don't know, with them. I doubt we have any soldiers rated for things, but the engineers themselves would probably make good pilots. Distrustrum. I'll make some rounds then. Make it quick, we have no idea when Black will start his attack. Maybe we could, like, play the game. You ever think about that? Build an army, report back to the command spire when finished. Models look nice, I agree.
We are ready.
Japra Wek! Activate D-Matrix. Tesla Grenade. Deploy Smokescreen. Lock my cursor. Thank you. Hang on. First and foremost, we're going to save. Develop increases. Okay. Oh, no. All right. I think we want some of these anti-infantry tanks.
Armed and ready. Awaiting orders.
Why is it German? What's going on up here? Metal fields? Looks like we have some guys that are just sort of hanging out at the front. Beep boop borp. Volunteer. Cheap infantry. Volunteer soldiers.
Upgrade
Provides
complete.
defensive augments to allied troops. Flame weapon ignores enemy armor. You'll love to see that. What if we just made mostly tanks? They said make like strong stuff, right? Let's do a mix of
Awaiting orders.
anti-infantry and anti-tanks.
Salamander, high-speed forward observer.
Standing guard.
High speed
Acknowledged.
forward observer.
We are ready.
Standing guard.
I think the reason we don't want to just make these is because of the cost.
Salamander, high-speed forward observer.
Armed and ready.
High speed forward observer. Dropping from orbit.
My men are yours to command. Orders,
What can
sir.
you do? Defensive matrix.
Forward, men.
We are ready. Japra Wek, reporting in.
Okay.
Fall in, men. It's time for war.
Conducting battlefield
Standing
survey.
guard.
Rossvilledylan, I don't know if you know this, but
Awaiting
we're
orders.
gamers here, and we don't like politics in our games. What am I supposed to do, by the way? Build an army, report back to command when you're finished. You will receive the units within the base. You will not have access. You will not be able to spend any more resources. Okay, we've done it. We have 30. I can't do anything else. I probably should have gotten maybe more upgrades. Probably should have just gotten more upgrades instead of this many tanks. Where's Japra Wek? Where you at?
Orders, sir.
You have the
Make
command
sure you're
channel.
hotkeyed. And we're gonna... Oh gosh, there were so many more. That's right. We went pretty much
reporting in.
exclusively tanks. Keep report. I'd like to remind you, Sergeant, of what we're facing. As I already said, the rebels have superiority in space, and thus we would likely expect attacks from their air force and those vessels rated for atmosphere. Our southern and eastern defenses are prepared for those attacks, but it's likely they will divert more ships as we hold out. Secondly, Fisk Black will be using waves of conscripted men to try and soften up our bunkers, like you said. He has no compassion for the lives of these men, and while many of them are forced to fight against their will, we shouldn't either. He'll grow frustrated at our resistance and start sending more and more manpower to break the siege. I trust you can hold out for as long as possible. Reganas is not my home. I was born on Xeris, a star system away, and I am not used to the cold weather. This is not so for many of you. For many of you, Reganas is the only world you have ever known. You have taken up arms to defend it. Because you were told to. Not because you were told to, but because you wanted to. We have no recourse but to fight the oncoming human wave that seeks to tear us apart, both physically and from memory. I do not believe they will succeed. They may eradicate our bodies. They may burn our corpses. They may take the planet and everything it represents. Jeez. Our actions will be remembered. We did not flee when we had the chance. Those who are floating in space, drifting between lifeless husks meant to ferry us from this world. The rebels could simply fly around Reganus, leaving us and its remaining people to starve, but they decided to root us out and make an example out of us. Our actions will be remembered. Wait, no. This is their mistake. Every man who falls, let him take 2 more with him. For every woman who fights, let her take 3 down before her. Make them regret having ever turned their backs on us. Hold out for 25 minutes. Japra Wek must survive. The command spire must survive.
Awaiting orders.
My men are yours to command.
Okay. I agree
men.
that the guys in white
Moving
blend
out.
in too much with the tiles.
Awaiting
set.
orders.
I
Awaiting your
believe now
word.
all these units are
Standing
mine.
guard. Acknowledged.
We are
Japper Weck,
ready.
I think we're probably just gonna leave you
Fall in,
here.
men.
I mean,
It's
I'm sure
time
you're
to
strong, but like
shout
it's not worth
fast.
losing. I'm really excited about these tanks, or
Conducting
the
battlefield
artillery rather.
survey.
Ready yourselves to battle.
I like all the voice lines. I like the custom music, which actually is probably a little quiet. I'll turn it up for you all if you can't hear it.
Standing guard. Awaiting orders.
Okay. The wireframes are not right,
Standing guard.
but I feel like that's probably
Acknowledged.
something that would take a lot of extra effort
Your
to
command.
fix. Not to say you shouldn't, but I'm
Standing
just
guard.
pointing out that I recognize that that would take a lot of
Heading out.
extra time. Should I move out, I wonder, or should I... Most 90s RTS voice lines I've heard. I know, it really elicits the feeling of, like, the older stuff. Should I move out?
Commander. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Standing guard.
Awaiting your word.
Japrawek. He's made of weck. Wait, can anyone tell me what weck is, by the way? I take it back. We're gonna turn it down. Oh, it's because the digital volume's so loud. Oh my goodness, why was that so loud? Okay, that should be better. Okay, that's reasonable. Flux upgrading to a tier 2 channel membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're a new member yesterday. Leveling up today. Bunker Buster. Ooh, they do explosive damage. Wow. I'm inclined to just stay at the top of these ramps and let them come to me.
Standing guard. Acknowledged. Standing guard.
Orders.
You know? And I know I could put guys inside the salamanders, but does it matter?
We observe the field of battle.
I just realized, do these tanks,
Conducting
they
battlefield
both do the
survey.
same, oh no, they have different weapons.
We observe the field of battle.
Standing guard.
Again, I'm excited to see this artillery in action. Last week, Jay, but like your streams. I'm glad. Boobadoo-badoo, boobadoo-badoo. Ooh, and blue reinforces, it looks like. It looks like blue might actually rebuild and try to get back out there. It's interesting that there are spaces that you can set up new bases. You know what I'm thinking is if you played as the revolutionaries, you have to push forward and take bases and then send the human waves. I have no idea, though, as revolutionaries, how you'd get up these ramps.
Conducting
Awaiting
battlefield
orders.
survey.
I like the look of these
Standing
tanks,
guard.
too.
Awaiting orders.
Again, it's cool. It's cool when you see mods like this. Like Overlord was similar, which is it's kind of like it elicits the feeling of older real-time strategies from the time. Okay. I'm glad that I played as the guys with the artillery. I think we're killing our own guys here, but is the game speed kind of slow? No. Oh, maybe those don't do friendly fire. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, did you think I wouldn't know? Okay, so only these guys can
We
attack
observe
air.
the field of battle. Scouting out the enemy positions.
Scouting out the enemy positions. We'll hotkey them
Scouting out the
separately.
enemy positions.
Real life artillery does work like that. I think I was wrong. I think it doesn't actually kill them. Again, this is just like, I think this is just kind of fluff. Like, let them push through this. I'm not going to move down here and try and hold these extra positions. Though, actually, it might be easier to. Because if that doesn't do friendly fire, we could probably work with our allies a bit easier than having to, like, sit on top of the ramp. I don't know. Gauss cannon does explosive damage. and does splash damage. I really like the tooltips and how it describes what type of damage, and then even like the splash radius damage. That's really, really nice.
Conducting battlefield survey.
Conducting
We observe
battlefield
the field of battle.
survey.
Conducting
Didn't we make someone who could defense matrix? I think we have 2 of them, actually. I think we want to have these folks back here so that we can throw a D-matrix on some of our tanks as necessary.
Battlefield survey.
Because we have no way to repair, as far as I understand. We have no way to repair. Also, why are these marked as Hawas? I thought Hawas was a planet or a city. The artillery does damage friendlies. Oh my god, that's lovely. It doesn't tell you how much damage they do, but it's clearly a lot. This is neat. I remember, I mean, I'm very vaguely familiar with these factions, because I remember playing, like, Liberation of Hawas, for example, and a few of the other ones. There was, like, a battle for Xeris as well.
Awaiting instruction.
And I remember that it seemed like mech was... It was more of, like, a rock, paper, scissors... from, like, a command and conquer perspective, where mech was kind of the only way to go, in my opinion. Because infantry really just didn't have any way to kill tanks.
Station is under attack.
Infantry just had no way to kill tanks, and air forces obviously counter tanks to a degree, but... I probably should have built more of the anti-tank ones, because again, they can attack air as well. So if we lose, it might be to these air forces that are flanking us. Though, I mean, they do have turrets set up on the outskirts, but if they just fly right through the middle here, we might be in trouble. Absolute key is not losing this artillery. Don't want to lose the artillery. Land speeder. Yeah, the range is pretty insane. I mean, it is artillery. Again, this is kind of why I wanted to play as the Federalists, because it said that they had artillery, versus versus the Revolutionaries, where it seems like you can make air forces. I think that was kind of how it was supposed to be, like the strengths of both. I'm also hopeful that by making mostly tanks, we'll take less damage from the artillery. I'm assuming that the artillery does, like, massive splash damage to, you know, low HP things. See, like, look at this single tank. It can hold out for a very long time, and notice that it barely took any damage from the splash. So I think I made the right choice in making mostly these. We just have to be careful of the air forces that try to flank us, and just hit them with these guys.
Awaiting orders.
We got the Pumas, and we've got the Jagdmaus. Jagdmaus. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what any of these words mean. I get the feeling the creator wanted you to move out instead of idling at the top of the map. So far, it seems like it's gonna be a while before the rebels break through. You're right, but this is strategy, alright? We're not gonna be like the French in Vietnam. Actually, we are, because the French... Just forget I said anything about that. Dude, see, like, look at this. Okay, they've got Lemon Ras assault tanks. But, like, look at these Pumas. They survive forever. And not to mention, there's more bases they have to get through before they get to us. Oh, there's more artillery here. Maybe we should move down. Ho, ho, ho. The second they get tanks, you're gonna have bad time. Yeah, dog, but we're already at 11 minutes. I could actually win this with... I'm currently winning this by doing literally nothing. It's a little...
Station is under attack.
I mean, I think it is... I understand, though, it's because you're like... You can play it from 2 different perspectives, right? feel like maybe I should go down and protect these. I don't know. I don't know. We've got so many more back here that I don't think so. Dude, the artillery kills the tanks too. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be in great shape here. We just need, and we have ramps. We have ramps.
Awaiting orders.
So I think we absolutely stay here.
Acknowledged. Standing guard. Acknowledged. Standing guard.
Let's even we'll put one of these folks right here as well.
Scouting out the enemy positions.
Oh yeah, just like that.
Order, sir.
Orders.
Forward, men.
And then we want to throw some D-matrices up. Oh, yeah, they're getting close. Here we go.
Standing guard. Awaiting orders.
Okay, let's get down here.
Order, sir.
Standing guard.
Okay, let's get our anti-tanks up here too.
Standing guard.
Okay, get back to the top.
Heading out.
We just want to make sure we
Standing
rotate
guard.
out the ones that are getting hit the hardest.
Conducting battlefield survey.
Awaiting orders.
Awaiting your
Heading
word.
out.
Should we bring Japra Wek down here? It's more, I mean, it's more D-matrix. So that would be fine, I think. Oh, hello.
Awaiting
I
orders.
didn't realize that the artillery would be this strong. I'm starting to think we should have just made the
We observe the field of battle.
Jacquemus.
Conducting battlefield survey. Scouting out the enemy positions.
What's shooting scarabs?
We observe the field of battle. Conducting
Okay.
battlefield
We may not have enough anti-air in general. Let's see if can these guys attack air?
Attacking the enemy.
We observe the field of battle.
Your command.
Heading out.
Minimum range here, perhaps.
Acknowledged. Heading out.
The Jacquemus has a bug where it's able to attack land units, but it does no damage.
Awaiting
I
orders.
see.
We observe the field of battle.
So it's not supposed to do any damage to ground units, I guess. Okay. The thing is, if I would have moved out to try to support these outlying areas, I feel like I would have taken way more damage to friendly fire.
Standing guard.
My men are yours to command.
We are ready.
Awaiting orders. Standing guard.
Okay.
Awaiting orders. Standing guard.
We are ready.
Awaiting orders. Heading out.
Where's my... Oh, my artillery must be shooting out here, because I'm like, my artillery's not supporting me right here. I'd almost prefer if these outlying blue buildings were killed. 5 minutes? I think it's going to be close. It's definitely going to be close. The infantry's not really going to be making any progress, and also it takes infantry a very long time in order to destroy anything.
We'll hold them off.
Commencing field reconnaissance.
I would have built... Yeah, I think I would have built more Jacquemuses in retrospect. I thought it was, you know... They said there would be air units. I didn't know how many. But we're fine. I think we're okay. They just bomb right past that stuff. Like, they don't give a fuck. They just run right by the turrets.
We are ready.
Definitely feels like this right here is the right choice. We have them bottlenecked on the ramps, and then we can just D-matrix the ones that are getting focused down by enemy tanks.
Heading out.
We just move this one back a little bit.
Order, sir.
Standing guard.
3 minutes. Ooh, spinning. Oh, it does damage to tanks, but not infantry. I
We
understand.
observe
Okay.
the field of battle.
Yeah, I think it even says that in the tooltip. Gotcha. Makes sense. I will say, playing as the Revolutionary seems like it would be a lot more active, but also, like, way more difficult. And, like, tedious, like, you know what I mean? Although, to be fair, I haven't tried it. I suppose we can at least try it. I may not play through the whole thing, but we can at least try playing as the Revolutionaries to see what it's like.
Awaiting orders.
Because, like, this artillery would be really nasty.
Standing guard. Acknowledged.
Have the command, John.
Heading out.
Not you, buddy.
Standing guard.
Oh, this is the Rig Walkers. They warned us about these.
We are ready.
D-Matrix, baby.
Heading out. Acknowledged.
Oh, no, no.
Commencing field reconnaissance.
Get down there. Help us out.
We are ready.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Conducting battlefield
Get those anti-tank missiles in there.
Standing guard.
1 minute. We can't run it. We can't run them over. That would be neat. I don't know how you'd implement that in StarCraft. Dude, we got them bottlenecked. Oh, they killed one. Okay, don't attack infantry. You're not helping. They're overrunning us.
Commencing field reconnaissance.
Where's Japro Wek? I need you to, like, just go and hide right now, please. 30 seconds? I don't even think that amount of Wraiths could possibly get in there and destroy this structure. And in that amount of time. We could always back up, though, and draw them away by hitting them with these air units and getting out of there. And then you just hide because you're mission critical. Yeah, see, like that. So we pull them away.
Commencing field reconnaissance.
3 seconds. Got him. Sergeant Wek, we have made our point. Enough blood has been spilled on both sides today. I am taking the guns offline. Hold out for as long as you still can.
Station is under attack.
Okay, which I think is perfect.
Heading out.
So we're supposed to lose now. So we've timed this near perfectly.
Awaiting orders.
We observe the field of battle.
Such that we're going to lose right after the timer ends. I like that.
Awaiting
Pretty
orders.
good balance there as well, such that, again, it's like the pressure gets put on you right near the end of the timer. You can kind of eke through, and then it ends, like, just right on time. Those Rig Walkers were definitely a little spooky. Disappointing because we still lost. I think it was a good map, though. Especially because it tried to convey, like, some actual war themes. Sergeant, the command spire is lost. I'm giving you one more order. Surrender. Surrender all hands. There's no more point to fighting. I understand, General. Brothers, comrades, come out into the open. Your battle is over now. You have nothing more from us. That remains to be seen, traitor. Dude, got him. On the contrary, you and your men are the traitors who left us to wallow in the underbelly of society. That is behind us now. You have the option to remain a prisoner of war until the Xenos and the remaining skeleton of the government is defeated, or to join us in our effort to free the people. I'll take the third option. Shoot me in the head. I cannot in good conscience say the same for my men. Militiamen, you're ordered to surrender. Thank you, sir, for making everyone's life easier. Let me ask you, are you not under the same orders? Greetings, Sergeant. What the hell? What the feck? Round the rest of them up. We're getting off this chunk of ice. Ah, sorry, I can't speak right now. Microphone broke. I would just like to give a big thank you to my boyfriend who helped me through making this map on the day it was due. I love you, cutie, and thank you for playing it, and Maporino for hosting Maporino. That's how endearing.
You are victorious.
Hey! We lost, but we won. I mean, we had to lose. I think maybe the idea, too, is that, like, this is part of a grander narrative, right? So, in order to propel the story forward, the revolutionaries needed to win, regardless of which perspective you take. So I guess there's that. Oh my gosh, just the music choices, they're so, they just really have that old feel to them. You'll love to see it. I just want to at least open it. That was a heck of a tone shift. I don't know, I feel like the tone was pretty consistent through the whole thing, especially with the briefing.
How y'all doing?
Major Von Ager, I have no idea you were already at the landing zone. I'm glad we're finally ready to bring the fight to the traitors above. The men and women here have established the bare minimum that we need to conduct our siege. Anything else you will have to build yourself. I understand, sir. There's more than enough here to mount a successful siege. Will you be joining the assault? I will not, Major. I must return to orbit to plan the invasion of Xeris. Wright is practically useless in that regard. I can't believe that he is who's supposed to be leading our glorious revolution. This kid has spunk, sir. People gravitate to a man willing to say the hard truths. Major, I just... Oh, no. Major, I just realized that I forgot to warn you about the guns on the mountain. The damn Federalists are hiding behind the noses of their long guns, and they will take every chance they can to blow a comrade to smithereens. The only thing that may be considered a positive about this is the mountain was once an ammo dump, and the gunners will have no reason to conserve ammunition. They'll fire at everything that moves. A few brave souls willing to lay down their lives for the good of everyone is all it may take to reduce the total death count. I'll keep that in mind, sir. So I think they're basically saying you gotta bait out the artillery shots and then move in with a larger force. But the artillery shots they consistently fire, so Commander Topological Analysis has determined that the lithium reserves in this area are remarkably low. Richer deposits found closer to enemy fortifications. Interesting. So, as I mentioned, I don't think I plan on playing this whole thing. I just want to see what is going on here. Martyr.
Go ahead, TACOM.
Major Matthew Von Ager. He probably has to live, right? So we'll keep him
Calling on
not attacking.
Good to go, sir. SCV, good to go, sir.
Does seem like making mostly tanks is sort of our way to go. Not enough to lithium.
Orders, Captain? Reporting for duty.
Oh, it's true. There really isn't a lot there, is there? So it forces... That's actually kind of neat. I like that. So it forces you
Orders received.
to make mostly infantry to get through the first parts.
SCV, good to go,
Not
sir.
enough to lithium.
I think it's cute that we have medics at all.
Not enough to lithium.
Not enough to lithium.
Standing by.
Go ahead, TACOM.
So is there... So you have to beat it within 25 minutes? Or do they give up in 25 minutes?
Reporting for duty. You want a piece of me, boy?
See, I cannot build a starport. So that actually makes a big difference, right? I guess it would make it almost too easy.
Roger that.
Also, the custom command card's interesting here, too.
Orders, Captain?
No, oh, the portraits got moved up here. I was going to say no portraits, but there are still portraits. It's very interesting.
Orders received. Orders, Captain? I read you.
Orbital uplink. Maybe the orbital uplink?
SCV, good to go, sir. Yes, sir. Roger that. Right away, sir.
There must be a way. I assume that you can call in air units. Again, it might be the orbital uplink. I'm not so sure, though.
SCV, good to go, sir.
Add-on complete.
Medics are interesting because they have irradiate. That actually could be very strong. Okay, no, that's just scanner sweep. I thought...
You want a piece of me, boy?
Okay. Again, we want to build a large force and then send in a small group to start baiting artillery and go from there.
Complete. Add-on
Did someone
complete.
page me?
Piece of me, boy?
Can you use Black Sheepwall to get started, I suppose? Yeah. It seems inhumane to send in only infantry to die to artillery. I think that's kind of
Yes, sir.
the idea here, right? That's why I said there's some actual, like, historical war themes that are being
You want a piece of me, boy?
explored here. I appreciate that. It's not just, you know, kill the enemy. There's actually some intriguing ideas
Boy.
behind what we're doing and how we do it. I think that's great.
Need medical
I've not even accidentally found where some of the stuff is. It's possible that the layout is different, too. It's possible they don't even have those outlying bases. Like I said, we've already beaten the map. We're just sort of exploring this, so let's look. Okay, yeah, so there's still these outlying areas. It said that the dilithium/Vespine is in more abundance closer in. Yeah, so, like, you'd have to take these bases further up. They must have us, like, severely outmatched.
Yes.
What's going on with this, with Orange?
The enemy.
You
got my attention.
I don't even... Can I get up there without having to engage anything? Let's try it.
Naturally.
Naturally.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Vehicle Research Office.
I read you.
Very professional.
Attacking the
Yes,
enemy.
sir. Ready to roll out. Ready to roll out.
Not intended for sustained conflict. Okay. Look in the very bottom left. The madman. Can we get to him? We have to try. Let's get a land speeder to go down and see if he's rescuable or something. Hey, look at that. So now we can make the martyrs. Let's fly this bad boy back to base. Dude, I love me some good findables. You know? Dude, we've Devour's Children, he's been gone for a long time. I've missed him, you know? But alas, now we're back. M is it's C for conscript. Gotcha. I'm intrigued by the fire bats doing explosive damage. That makes them very good if you can get them in range of stuff. Where you at? Land speeder. Ooh, we can make mines too. That could be useful in some niche way.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Vehicle and ships. Well, we can't make ships. I was wondering if maybe ships would like spawn and help us.
You want a piece of me?
Not so sure about that though.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Lemon Ras, you're my favorite tank.
Attacking the enemy.
Lemon Ras. Why are you named after a fruit? Oh my god, these guys do like nothing. 3 damage. Oh no. Honestly, that should make their engineering bay upgrades incredibly strong, based on that, because you're gonna be increasing their damage by like 20 to 50%, somewhere in that range. It's gonna be really, really crazy.
Yes, sir.
Research at Artillery Engineering Station. I think that's probably not something I have access to right now.
Absolutely.
Go get him! Go get him! He has 5,000. What's his armor? 10? Oh, okay. Yeah, he might be able to just win for us, you know?
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay, keep making those conscripts. We're gonna get moving in.
Go, go, go. Identify target.
Let's at least make some forward momentum. I realize, you know, using the vision sheet is you know, it's something here. I apologize. Oh, that's Devour's Children, all right. Look at him. He's not even, like, super overpowered here. He's just this good in every iteration he's in. It's your machine shop. Dude. Wait a minute. So, it's just that they didn't use it when we played against them. I see.
Destination, move it. Absolutely.
Go ahead and get up there, boys.
Attacking the enemy.
Attacking the enemy. I really am not looking forward to having to move into the artillery, though. Can you imagine? Infantry weapons? I like how it's the research vehicle office. Like, there's just guys in there. There's men and women in there just working, like, paper pusher jobs on the front lines. Working hard to churn out the research needed to get a little extra juice out of the vehicle weapons.
Upgrade complete.
Oh baby. Uh-oh. Devour's children, you have to brave the artillery. How are we supposed to hold these bases if there's artillery shooting us, though? I think maybe you're just not supposed to.
Identify target.
The other thing, too, I think that would make sense here is building, like, a bunch of frontline barracks. He's so good. He's a bit of a meme reward for exploring, I see. Well, I apologize for, I guess, undoing that. But, this is a cool map. I like this. This is, I'm trying to look back at all the Liberator maps we've played. I think I remember the one where you're, like, going zigzagging through trenches. I struggled with that one. This one feels really cool in the sense that you can play as both factions, and the factions are pretty fleshed out. I definitely see the Rebels as being a lot more difficult to play in this circumstance. Like, certainly. Just based on the fact that they have these howitzers. On the other hand, they don't have stuff stacked up on these ramps, so it should be easier to get back here and destroy these. So it's strictly the pre-placed stuff.
Attacking the enemy.
I appreciate the Devour's Children addition, though. Yeah, I think we'd have to be a little slower in order to move in and set up these frontline areas, though we are timed, so it would actually be quite difficult to get up there to build like frontline barracks so you can continue the human flood. So I'm actually not sure what the proper strategy would be here. Obviously, as the Federalist, you have a long time where you can just sort of wait
Orders, sir.
as necessary. Yeah, trench warfare. Yeah, I remember, and I think it automatically switches you at a certain time or something like that. In any case, I like this one. This was a kind of a clever implementation of both story ideas and also how the factions play. The artillery is insane. Insane. It's great when you can use it and terrible when you have to run into it, though. I guess that's kind of the whole idea, though. It's supposed to elicit that type of feeling. Okay. All right.